how to build a great company. I've been doing some research over the last week or so, and I've just kind of put it onto this Word document. So if you're interested in kind of building a business, you're building a business at the moment, whether that's an SMA, editing, etc., whatever it is, I heavily suggest you stand to the end of the video, and let's get through it. Okay, so the first thing I've wrote is, we all want the result of money, right? It's the result that we actually want. When you say, oh, I want to, make 10K per month, I want to, I want a better body, etc., all we're talking about is the actual result of that, okay? So let's break that down. How does a result actually occur? Because these are the things we're going to have to break down if we actually want the result of this, okay? So a result occurs over habits and actions compounded over time, okay? So let's go one more and break that down. So let's break down habits and actions, okay? So what causes your habits and actions? This is extremely important, and right now you're already building up kind of things in your head, what it could be, etc. This is important because it dictates your habits and actions, and they dictate your results, okay? And the results, that, like we've said, are the main thing we're kind of looking for, okay? So it's your focus. It's absolutely, it's completely your focus. When you focus or think about something for a while, it becomes a habit/routine. For example, when you wake up and you go to brush your teeth, your body and your mind thinks about brushing your teeth. Okay, that's what, when you wake up, that's what your body thinks about. That's what your mind thinks about, so that's what you do. Over time, you compound the action through habits and action, and you get clean teeth. Right? Hadn't ever focused about, cleaning teeth, you'd never do it, and therefore you never build up the habit in action, therefore you never get the result of having clean teeth, right? So that's the same thing with money, building a business, etc., right? So if you aren't getting the results you'd like, you're probably focused on the wrong things. When my webcam decides not to do that. So you're probably focused on social media, entertainment, porn, going out, etc. And, some people will argue that. Some people will be like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm actually focused on, the business and etc. But it's like, you're clearly not if you're not getting the results over like a 6-month, 4-month period of time, or even just some progression, right? So when you focus on these things, you end up automatically doing them, which compounds over time to bad results or just results of nothing. Okay. Now let's talk business, right? How do I make money? That's the question that everyone asks. That's why I've put it here. That's the main question. That's the question that you type into Google, you type into the internet, etc. But you're asking the wrong question, right? The question that you should be asking is, how can I build an infrastructure / community / system which changes lives? Okay? Once you build something that genuinely can change a human life, the money comes to you. If you take any good, the best businesses in the world, the best companies in the world, Apple, for example, all they did was just build something that can change a human being's life. They changed the whole world's life because they changed the whole world because they changed every single human being's life. Therefore, it's a $1 trillion company because they changed lives, okay? It's not, how do I make money? It's, how do I build some sort of company that changes, a decent amount of fraction of people's lives, okay? So, step one to start doing this is your offer, okay? This is the value equation by Alex Hormozi. As you can see, this Word document is just kind of research that I've done, and I'm just kind of sharing it back to you. So, their dream outcome, X, the perceived likelihood of, the achievement, so how good your service is, how good your service delivery is, the time delay on their behalf doing it, so say if you were running an editing software, like an editing agency, editing takes quite a long time, so that's a good thing. It's going to, increase the value because it takes a long time to do, and then the effort and sacrifice, were needed if the client was to do it themselves, right? So ask yourself these questions before building out an offer, because I see a lot of people just kind of making their offer and that's it. I'm going to do Facebook ads for ecom, but it's like you really have to build up your offer. Okay, you really need to think about your offer, add more value to it, and think, how can I genuinely service deliver this? Okay, so does my offer delay my customers' time by doing it themselves? If that's like a big, if that's like a big yes, then that's good, right? It ups the value of your service, right? How much effort and sacrifice will it take my customer to do it themselves? Does my service actually work, right? What's the perceived likelihood of, me actually achieving my goal? And once you build out this and once you kind of, up whatever's lacking, you build out a great offer, and, the value equation of your offer is very good. Okay, and then step 2 is skill. Okay, so if you're, in order to solve a difficult / annoying problem, that's how value of something goes up. Solving an annoying / difficult problem, you need skill. Okay, think about it. Let's take 2 editors for example. You've got editor A, which beats editor B in every single thing you could possibly imagine, apart from the skill of editing. Right? Who does everyone choose in the end? Well, you're always going to choose editor B in the end because if you're hiring for an editor, it will always come down to who's actually better at the skill of editing. Okay, so you need to develop a great skill as an individual, or build a team that has great skill. Okay, your service must execute with great ability and skill. This is very important because you're never going to be able to retain clients. You're never going to be able to get fantastic testimonials. You're never going to be able to charge that high if your team, if you as an individual can't execute with great skill once you've been paid to deliver a service for a client. Okay, so you need to at least train your team to actually provide a great skill. If you're, for example, an appointment setting agency, and you've got everything right, you're fantastic, the outreach is fantastic, everything's good, your websites are great, you're leveraging sales assets, but your appointment setters can't book appointments, then like it's going to get capped out. You can't go too far. Okay, so you need to be able to execute or train a team to execute a very good service. Okay, and then step 3, teams and relationships. So I watched a 1-hour 30 podcast with the founder. Watching the founder of Pret and the founder of Itsu, I believe, which is $2 billion companies, so clearly he knows something. And he revealed the main secret behind the success is the drive and motivation of his team. He, really put into perspective how like the whole team needs to be passionate and needs to be on the same wavelength, and it needs to see the same vision when it comes to the company. Okay, so this is very important. And it got me thinking, how can I kind of use that advice in SMA terms? And most people treat their team like shit. They treat their editors like don't really speak to them, don't motivate them, don't reward them. They treat their media buyers like shit, and they treat their virtual assistants like shit. Okay, so to be able to build a great company, this is the blueprint of every great company. I watched a podcast with the owner of Five Guys as well, and this was the main thing he preached as well. So clearly it has something to do with the success of a company. So when you treat your team members like shit, this has this all has a ripple effect far greater than you can imagine. Okay, so you need to communicate every single day. You need to train your team members, and you need to motivate and reward your team members. If your appointment setter is booking 3 appointments a week, give them commission. Like, you're losing money in the short term, but you just build such a better company culture, if you will, right? And you're probably thinking, oh, but this is SMA, like it's not like that. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, it is a real company, it's a real business. But to be honest, they're not even going to want to be trained if you haven't built up a great relationship with them. If you haven't said, okay, yeah, this is how we do it here. This is our vision for the company. You're a really good role. You have great skills asset. Instead of just saying, oh yeah, just go into Facebook ads and do it. Okay. So this is the basic blueprint behind any great company ever. If you really think about it, Apple, the big restaurants, McDonald's, Five Guys, Burger, all these fantastic companies who are now $1 million preach this. Okay, so you need to start using these same kind of philosophies behind your business. Okay, so I'll leave you with some value. Podcast I recommend watching. I'd watch this straight away. Chamath Palihapitiya. Billionaire. He was a Bitcoin investor from ages ago now. So he talks money, etc., business. Diary of CEO, 6 pieces of business advice that made millions. It's fantastic. And then CEO Cast, 15k to 15 million, 150 million business by 30 years old. Okay, so this is the stuff you need to start paying attention to and implement into your own company. Okay, so Match for Potential, Scale and Farmers. See you next one.